But first, a man charged with concealing the death of a 16-year-old girl is in court right now, about to face a judge. Details on this case have been slow to surface, but now we have a bit more information. A just-released warrant requested by Johns Creek Police offering new insight into what allegedly happened the night Carly Jackson died. Tracy A. McPeer joining us live now from the Fulton County Courthouse with more details.
Well, this is the first court appearance for Sean Salim, who turned himself into police yesterday. Now, police say the 25-year-old from Duluth is charged with concealing a death and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. According to an arrest warrant, Carly Jackson's friend told police she and Jackson had been partying with Salim and doing drugs at an apartment on February the 13th. The friend allegedly told police she went to sleep, and when she woke up, Jackson was unresponsive and cold to the touch. According to the warrant, the friend said she alerted Salim, and he told her she had been like that for hours, but he had not called 911 because of the drugs. She allegedly told police he then moved Jackson's body from the apartment to a breezeway and instructed her to tell police Jackson had died there. Now, today's hearing is expected to start any minute. We will bring you what happens here at 11 Alive at noon.